Hey guys, how ya doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, Imashime no Fukkatsu, or you could call it the 7 Deadly Sins Revival of the Commandments on episode 18. This episode right here was actually pretty cool, a little bit simple in a certain way, nothing much I can really talk about, so if anything else, let's go. We have to it that after a small recap of what happened in last week's episode, we get some new scenes where the Pleiades Knights are okay for the time being, and as for Fraudrin, that's occupying Dreyfus's body, apparently he is pretty much annoyed by the ghosts right now and he ate their souls. But aside from that, let's get to the scene with King and Diane taking on their opponents. As for King, he is like holding his own right now, but it's draining his stamina pretty badly. And the last of his power he used is destroyed the representative of Galaxia. And we see to it that Diane, on the other hand, decides to help King out with everything she's got, and she managed to defeat the giant king's, the Droll's golem whatsoever with some luck howsoever. And of course, after the halfway point, we see to it that that Denzel is actually giving out some orders right now to find out what's the next move. And we get to know this for sure though. We have to it that Camelot has already fallen to the demons, which Zelgus already took over. He's the one that took over Camelot. As for other things as well, Denzel tells the King of Leonis to get ready for orders to apprehend Gother because of certain revelations here and there, which we already know. We had to it that Jericho was trying to talk to Gother about having to harm his friends, but Gother does not understand that at all, you know? He wants to win the festival so he could gain a heart. While Jericho was trying to knock some sense into him, she gets kicked aside. Hawk, on the other hand, gets really upset about this and tries to attack Gother, but that doesn't work either. As for Escanor, he wants to say out and lose by default, but he can't. So we have to it that Gother, on the other hand, decides to mess with us, defeat Escanor with everything he's got. And therefore, he enters Escanor's mind, and we get a revelation that Escanor was actually born in a royal family. Now, this is very important, anime onlys, because you guys don't really know much about Escanor himself, and now we get to know how he is and what he was. We get to know that he was loved by his parents greatly, but after his brother was beating him just because he was doted on, we have to it that Escanor accidentally might have awakened his power and ends up injuring his brother. And we see to it that his mother and father disowned him and see him as a monster. And we see to it that one of the freaking fortune stupid tellers say we have to kill him, otherwise he'll bring misfortune to the kingdom. And we see to it that Escanor was saved by someone named Rosa, and she put him in a barrel and lets him off to the sea. And we see to it that Escanor in his time and when he was helping people, he was considered a monster and was scared of people. And when Merlin asked him if he wants to join, he was kind of upset by saying, "Don't talk to me so easily, okay?" And we see to it that Escanor, on the other hand, gets really fascinated by Merlin because Merlin reminds him of Rosa that saved his life. And of course, Merlin's not afraid of him, and Escanor has fallen in love with Merlin, which Gother pretty much figures out in a detective way. And we see to it that we get a nightmare vision where Escanor was dissed by Merlin saying, I can't share my life with some monster like you, alright? You will never be, you'll be nothing more than the material for my experiments here and there. And we see to it that Gother tells Escanor, your consciousness will never return from the darkness of despair. But we have to it that Escanor tells Gother, I know, Merlin, son. You know, I never expected you to go with me, to share my life with me, but you have illuminated my life that has been shrouded in darkness, and that's what the sun is. And therefore, we have to it that Escanor transforms for a bit to his freaking daytime form and tells him, I'm going to give you a chance to atone for the sins that you toyed with other people's minds. And we have to it that Escanor could only have a few seconds to stay in that form, which Escanor tells Gother a few seconds is enough and takes his glasses and throws it onto Hawk. And therefore, Escanor rises up and Gother tries to shoot him with his projectiles and so forth. And Escanor summons his divine axe Rita to him, and it comes to him after he calls to it and activates it like the sun. We have to it that Jericho's what is that thing? And we have to it that Gother explains that the Divine Axe retype that Escanor has, he has the power to store up all the heat and strength and sun energy that's within him. And his sacred treasure having to like he could fully absorb all the heat he gives out, and then freaking he could like launches it down and releases it at his own like pleasure or leisure or anytime he wants to. Bon realizes that attack and he decides to try to stop him, but Meliodas stops him and Bon's like, move, Dancho. Freaking Escanor is gonna freaking annihilate freaking Hawk and whatchamacallit, Jericho. But Meliodas tells Bon, trust in Escanor, Bon, trust him. And we have to it that Escanor shouts out, now you will atone for the deadly sins of toying with other people's minds. And we have to it that Dro and Gluckshinia are pretty surprised because Escanor surpasses the strength of Galen, and not only that, his magic power is on par with Estarosa's. And we see to it that Escanor launches his attack on Gother and the others, but it seemed like he missed his attack. But Jericho explains to Gother like, I don't think you understand. You should take a little bit more, take a look at it more carefully right now. And we see to it that the attack did not go at Gother and Jericho at all. Instead, it went after Gluckshinia and Droll, and they end up being injured by Escanor's attack, while Escanor, who reverted back to his normal night form, etc. Preview of next episode. Yep, it's here. It's here, boys and girls and anime onlys. It's Meliodas versus the 10 Commandments. So I am pretty excited of what's to come, you know. I look forward to see what's going to happen. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!